If you have 2 young children and you're struggling to figure out how to get them on the same nap schedule so that you can have a little bit of time to yourself again, so that you can either work during that period of time or just have some downtime, then this video is for you. When I was trying to figure out how to get my 2 daughters who are 16 months apart to nap at the same time, I could not find anything on the internet, on Pinterest or on YouTube or Google, that would tell me exactly how to do it. So I'm gonna give you the step-by-step of how I did this, the things that helped me the most. I have some products that I'll include as well that were really, really helpful to me. And now that it's been about a year and this system has really been working for us, I figured I could sit down and make a video about it, because if I needed this information a year ago, I'm sure somebody out there could definitely use this information now. So let's get right into it. Hello lovelies, and welcome to today's video. I'm really excited about today's topic. This is something that I really wish that I had had as a resource when I was trying to figure out how to get my 2 girls to nap at the same time. So let's rewind a little bit. Right now the girls, like today's date, Bethany is 2.5 and Adeline is almost, actually Bethany's almost 3 and Adeline is almost 1.5. And when they were a whole year ago, so Bethany was about 1.5 years about to be 2 and Adeline was about 6 months old. She was a little younger. She was like 4 to 5 months old. I was struggling so much with getting them on the same schedule, because Adeline, from when she had been born until, you know, the time when I realized I need to get them on a set schedule or this is not going to work, she had just kind of been taking cat naps here and there, and she would sleep in my arms, she would sleep in the swing, she would take little naps in her like bassinet that we would carry around the house. And that was great and it worked for the time being, but as she got older, she stopped sleeping really well when things were bright or when there was a lot of noise, and she would wake up from her naps. And then I realized there were things that I wanted to do too with my time, and I really missed like having that fraction of time, like maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, when Bethany would sleep and I could either rest or I could get things done or I could, you know, and have some enjoyable time to myself to do anything that I wanted. And without that, I was really struggling, just emotionally. I felt like I never got a break. And so this really, really helped me. So I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna navigate you through what I did. I wrote everything down as best as I could remember, because unfortunately I could not find my notebooks where I had written very detailed things in. But I'm gonna walk you through it. So here we go. Alright, so with Bethany's old schedule, before Adeline was born, Bethany was, like I said, they're 16 months apart. So I had gotten Bethany on a really good napping schedule. She was napping in this room, her room, in her crib, from the age of 5 months for naps, and then overnight from 6 months on. And Bethany, I actually sleep trained her. So everything that I'm about to tell you is based on the fact that you probably have one kid sleep trained. She kind of got out of it a little bit when Adeline was a baby, but this system works better if one of the kids is sleep trained. So assuming that one of them is sleep trained, okay? So with Bethany's old schedule, Bethany was going down for a nap around 10 a.m. when Adeline was born, and then she would sleep for about 2 hours to 1.5, and then she would take a second nap at 3 p.m. Now, when Adeline was born, Bethany was ready to transition to 1 nap, but it was a really rough transition, because sometimes kids are ready because they're not taking either a long nap in the morning or a long nap in the afternoon, and they just fight it like tooth and nail. So that's when I realized she's probably ready to go down to 1, but she went down to 1 and was still taking her short little nap that she was taking in the morning. So once that extended and she got used to only taking 1 nap, she started sleeping like 3 hours in the morning. At the same time, Adeline, by the time we got Bethany's nap schedule figured out, Adeline was like napping in her swing, because what would happen is Addie was so little that she was obviously only breastfed at the time, and I needed both of my hands and my attention on Bethany, my 2-year-old, or at the time 1-year-old. And so Bethany would be needing my help to have breakfast, and I would spend some time with her. So I would put Addie in the swing around 9:30 or 9, and Bethany would have her breakfast, and then Addie would fall asleep from whatever time I put her in there, and then I would go put Bethany to sleep. I would bring her in here, turn off the lights, turn on her sound machine and all this stuff, and I would, you know, lay her down for a nap basically. Well, by the time I would come back out, Adeline would sleep maybe 15 minutes more to 30 minutes, and she would wake up. And then she would be wide awake because she had already taken a really good nap, but Bethany had just fallen asleep. And so it was just clashing completely because they were on, one was totally asleep while the other one was totally awake, and vice versa all day long. So what I realized would be the best solution would be to keep Adeline awake. Now, I started this routine around when she was about 4 months old. We were out of the newborn stage, and it was when she stopped napping really well in her swing or in her bassinet, cradle, whatever. And obviously, I don't recommend having your babies nap in a swing. Is not safe for long periods of time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And so if they take a little cat nap in it here and there, it's no big deal. Just make sure you keep an eye on them because you don't want their airway to be like constricted, basically. So don't recommend naps in the swing, but she would fall asleep in it and I would have to put my older one to sleep. So anyways, long story short, I did not want her napping in the swing anymore, and I wanted to make sure that they were on the same schedule. So what I started doing is I started keeping Adeline up from when I would have Bethany have her breakfast, and I realized, okay, Bethany right now, she needs to go down for a nap at like 10, but Adeline needs to go down for a nap at like 9 because that's when she was falling asleep. So I remember for a little bit I bumped Bethany's nap back to like 9:45, and I would put Addie to sleep at 9:45, and it started working a little bit better. And then I gradually moved it back as they got more used to it. So I started doing Bethany's nap at like 9:30 and Adeline's nap at 9:30. Adeline was a little bit overtired and Bethany was a little bit not sleepy enough, but it started working a little bit better as they got used to it. As they got older, so I'm talking over the course of a year, we moved the nap time to 11 a.m. So it's moved about a full hour plus a few minutes here or there, maybe an hour and a half, to now they're both napping at 11, and Bethany is currently still taking really great long naps. It's her only nap of the day, and she usually naps for about 2 hours, 2.5, maybe 3 if she's really tired. Adeline goes down at the same time at 11. It's the same situation. Bethany probably could take a little bit of a later nap, and Adeline could probably take a little bit of an earlier nap, so we kind of meet in the middle, and 11 a.m. it is. And so Adeline is going to nap at that time as well. And Addie sleeps for about an hour and a half standard. Now, Adeline is not sleep trained. We did not do sleep training with her at the age that I did it with Bethany. Bethany, I sleep trained her at 6 months and then had to retrain her about every 3 months until she was about 16 months old. And then by then she was sleeping through the night consistently. Adeline is not, and she's still breastfed, and she is a year and almost 5 months old. In May 10th, she'll be a year and 5 months. So we are starting sleep training with Adeline. We're doing it a little bit of a different route, but she's still nursing to sleep. So now I'm gonna give you the rundown of everything that I would do to put them to sleep at the same time. So, are you ready? Get your notebooks out, because this is what I did. So first, what I would do is I would, at 6 months, 4 months, when Addie started taking naps in her room, the thing that made the biggest difference was having the rooms be completely dark as much as possible. So we would pull down the blinds. I don't think you can see them in the frame here, but I would pull down the blinds, I would close them, and then we got these really great blackout shades. So these ones are from Target for Bethany's room. They have a material on one side that is really dark. I'm sure you know what a blackout shade is, and you just close them as much as possible. You try to fill in any gaps. You can also get, the next thing I'm probably going to do is get some magnetized strips, and you can put magnets on one side of this and then magnets on the side of the wall where the light tends to seep through still, and you don't notice it, and you just kind of clip it on there with the magnet. So first step, make the rooms really dark. That helped a lot. The second thing that helped a lot was having a sound machine, because one of them, even though they take naps at the same time, they wake up at different times. So it has to be quiet enough in their rooms for them to nap. Some babies are not like this. If you raise them to be around noise, that's fine. But I did not want to deal with Bethany crying or Adeline crying and the other one waking up, because I could not handle that mentally. So this machine, the Hatch Baby Rest Machine, is amazing. I have two of them. I have one for Bethany's room, one for Adeline's room. You can even program them. I used to do that when they were younger, where they would come on at a certain time, and that was a really good reminder for us, like, oh, the sound machine just came on, it's time to start getting them ready for bed. You just basically tap the top of it and it comes on. It's great. I love these. You have different sounds that you use. I like using the wind sound. It seems to work best for both of them, and we turn off the light completely during nap times. Bethany has hers on for bedtime, just the nightlight part. So that is one thing that helped a lot. The next thing that helped a lot during nap times, for Adeline especially, this is working really well right now, is to have a sleep sack with a little weighted chest thing. This is a very lightweight. It feels like a hand resting on the top of her chest when she's sleeping, and she sleeps so much better for her naps when she's wearing this. This is called the Nested Bean Sleep Sack, and it's a really lightweight material. It doesn't make her too hot, but it keeps her warm enough. And this thing, I don't know why it works so well. It just feels very comforting to her. She sleeps a lot longer when she wears this one. So I'm gonna have these products linked down below, and if you choose to purchase, these are affiliate links. I get a small commission if you decide to purchase, and thank you so much if you decide to support me in this video. And then the next thing that I would suggest is that you get a diffuser for their rooms. This one's a little owl. It's really cute. When it turns on, it has different colors that you can set it to, and you can turn it off completely if you wish to do that as well. And then we would do oils. So we've done this since they were little, and anytime we forget to do them, they don't sleep as well. If we haven't done them consistently and then we use them again, they sleep way better that night compared to previous nights. So they do work. The best one that I have found for sleep is called Vetiver. It is like so cool. I put this in the diffuser the first day that I got it. Hold on, this is not working. I put this in the diffuser the first day that I got it, and it actually made me sleepy. And I wasn't even like getting ready for bed or anything. I was like cleaning the house and I got really, really tired. And then this one as well is really good. It's like a lavender blend. This one is Seedlings Calm by Young Living. So I used to sell these. I don't sell them anymore, but different companies sell the same oils. So definitely recommend some kind of lavender combo, and Vetiver. Vetiver is amazing. We also do a roller on their feet. This one, it just says sleepy on it, and we rub it on the bottoms of their soles of their feet. This is a Vetiver dilution of 10 drops per 10 mLs with a carrier oil, which is probably jojoba oil or grapeseed oil. Anyways, so those are the four things I would say, or the three things, four things I would say that really helped as far as products go. And then what I would do is I would do all the things, you know, with both girls in one room. I would change their diapers, make sure they were ready to go for naps. And then what I would do is, for the first nap of the day, Bethany goes in her crib, right? I would lay her down, I would read her a little book, I would sing to her, Addie would be with me, and I would either be nursing her at the same time I was doing all of this with Bethany, like reading her a book, or I'd be reading them a book together as they've gotten older. And then I say goodnight to Bethany, I give her a kiss, she gives a kiss to Adeline, and then at the same time the lights are off and the sound machine is on, the diffuser is on. And then I say, okay, it's time to go night-night, I love you, and we blow kisses. We do the same routine every time. Consistency is really key with toddlers. And then we say goodnight, and then we go out, I take Addie with me, we shut the door, and then Bethany usually will go right to sleep. But she's sleep trained, so she is usually super content. Sometimes she'll grab a book and she'll like look at it and fall asleep, or sometimes she'll just lay there with her bottle and she'll go right to sleep. She also uses a pacifier, so passy and bottle, and she has her books and she's good. Now with Adeline, once Bethany's down and she's good, sometimes she'll cry a little bit, but I wait by the door, make sure she settles down, and then I'll go take Adeline to her room, and I will shut the door, turn the sound machine on, close the drapes, everything like that, and then I nurse her to sleep. I take a little bit. I take about 20 minutes to put Adeline to sleep, and at the same time Bethany's usually asleep by then, or she's falling asleep on her own. And then I nurse her to sleep. I wait a few minutes when she stops sucking, and I unlatch her. Now, when they're in leaps or when they're getting teeth, this is really hard to do, and I get it, like it doesn't always work. But when they're good, nothing abnormal is happening and they're just in their normal self, they, not that it's abnormal to have a leap or getting teeth, but you know what I mean, like they're just in their standard like happy self, they'll go right to sleep. And so then I will rock her, I'll stand up, I'll rock her a few times, like for a minute. I'll stand in front of her crib and I'll get into position to transfer her, and then I move my hands to like under her arm, under her head, sorry, and under her bottom. And I try to have some kind of blanket over her, because if you separate a baby from your body and you don't have a blanket on them, they will feel the cold and they'll wake up almost immediately. They'll also feel like their arms kind of fly back, because she'll have the sleep sack on, and obviously you do not swaddle their arms nor their legs when they're this old. So these sleep sacks have a lot of space at the bottom for their feet, and I leave this one unzipped for her feet because she's getting kind of tall. So anyways, you lay them down, I put a little blanket over her. She's at the age where that's safe and everything. Actually, you know, do what you feel is best as a mom. And if you want to follow all the traditional stuff, you can, but as long as, you know, you're comfortable with it, you can wait, whatever. I would suggest doing swaddling before a certain age, and once they can roll over, don't swaddle and use a sleep sack. And then once they're past a certain age, you can use a blanket over them. So that's all that I do, and I lay her down and she goes right to sleep, and she does not wake up when I lay her down. And those are the things that have helped me the most to get my kids to nap at the same time. So that's how you do it when you have two little kids that are really close in age that need to nap at the same time. I hope that this video was extremely helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll leave my product links down below. And I hope you guys really enjoyed. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.